Hello, everybody. Welcome to 21 Million. My name is Pete. Please, before we start, you just started watching, just like it, like the video, subscribe to my channel. It's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks in crypto, I would say. Big news yesterday: Silvergate, voluntary liquidation. So I guess that's good news, right? They're voluntarily doing it. We don't learn the hard way that they, everything just collapses around it. We're going to just liquidate voluntarily, which is, I guess, a positive. Just going to conceit. To be honest, I'm not very familiar with with Silvergate. Apparently everybody did like a bank rush when they heard FTX was, closing. Well, not closing, going out. So let's go over, let's look at the market. So right now we have Bitcoin dipped down to $21,725. The market cap's under $1 trillion now, okay, on coin market cap. Let's take a look real quick at what we have on CoinGecko, because I know they diverge. So the market cap on CoinGecko is still over $1 trillion, but it's I use CoinMarketCap forever, and we are under $1 trillion. Volume is up a bit. I think the end of last week or the beginning of this week, it was down to 28 billion. So it's up to 43 billion up. And we also had a dip, so bad volume. Bitcoin dominance at 42%, which is down a little bit. And ETH dominance is up 18%, 18.9, which is up a little bit, which is weird because their numbers are pretty similar, their percentages. You'd figure this would be less or Bitcoin would be more. But whatever the case is, we have Ethereum's at 1540. We have BNB still under 300 at 290. XRP's at 39 cents, holding on to their gain they had in the beginning of the week with obviously the SEC news. Any SEC news is going to any SEC news right now that's positive towards the crypto market is going to affect XRP positively, like 100%, especially while they're still in litigation. This week the SEC took a few hits, and the big one's going to be, BlackRock, if they get that ETF. Wow. A negative thing, though, something that I read at the beginning of the week, I didn't realize the judge the prisoners that were, not the prisoners, the prison guards that were charged with tampering evidence or with the Epstein, when Epstein didn't kill himself, they were actually, the case was thrown out. They didn't get in trouble, and that's the same judge that's doing the XRP trial, which is kind of crazy. I can't believe that guy's doing both. Does two very high profile cases. So anyway, back to the charts, back to CoinMarketCap. Cardano's at 31 cents. So they were, like I said, they were pretty neck and neck as far as just the price. They were both hovering around 39 cents at one point, and now there's definitely they've diverged with XRP having that, up on 7 days, 5%. Overall market, the numbers, kind of still sideways, even though Bitcoin had that dip. Solana's at 1856. Litecoin halving coming up at $84. Litecoin definitely had a little spike. It ran last time. Sorry. Let's see here. Let's go to the... let's go all. So this is in 2019. This peak right here that they had was with their halving. Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of a run up, and Bitcoin and probably most of the market had a little bit of a run up in the wake of this. So when is the Litecoin halvening? Litecoin halvening 2023. How much will Litecoin have? Crypto halvening 4 countdown. All right, let's take a look, see if hopefully. So it's on August 5th. It looks like it's going to be August 5th of 2023 is that Litecoin halvening. So it's 148 days away. Let me zoom this in so you guys can see a little bit better. 148 days away. And we have the Bitcoin halvening, obviously, it's about a year or so, a little longer than a year. It's supposed to be, so this is saying July of 2024. And I think this is incorrect, because I think it's bumped down now. It's down to April 24th. April of 2024. Let's see this. I know they have the countdown clock. Let's see what we got here. 416 days. So it's saying, I think that puts us to, yeah, probably closer to late to mid to late 2024. So that's interesting. Something to keep an eye on. I have to do a little bit more investigative work on that. As I visualize, yeah. So I gotta read into that a little bit more to get the real 1 year, 135 days. Yeah. So it's saying estimated is July of 22nd of 2024. That's interesting, because everything I read was 482 days. Estimated time is July 3rd. Bitcoin halvening ETA countdown and current block generation time. Countdown based on average block generation. Okay. So right now the blocks are taking a little bit longer. It's 11 and a half minutes. The average is 10 minutes. So the average would put us at, oh, okay, I understand now. So the average would put us at, let's bookmark this page too. So the average would put us at April 29th. That's how I have it on my 4-year, my cycle. And then the countdown would be, if it's at the current pace, okay, would be almost 11 and a half minutes, and that would put us at 482 days. So I guess it's going to be somewhere in this area. Or actually, it could it could go to, all of a sudden 7 minutes and then hit this target. So it's going to be somewhere in this area. That's interesting. That's definitely something to note. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. So it's down now. We're in fear, which is kind of what I've been saying the last 2 weeks, that we were going to head into fear. It's just going to make sense that it's going to, we want it to go into fear. Greed means the price is going to come down. Fear means that it's going to go up. You buy in fear. You sell in greed. When others are fearful, you have to be greedy, and when others are greedy, you have to be fearful. So right now is a good time to buy, I would say, while the price is down. This is the dip. Buy the dip. So all right, we're going to take a look at some charts now. While we're doing this, before we get into this, make sure just take a second, just like and subscribe to my page. So, as normal, we have the halvening chart that I have set up on my weekly. Okay, this is on the Bitcoin index. All right, so the halvening I have set at April 29th of 2024. Okay, but they're saying that it could be pushed back a little bit. But even so, that would still put, even if it gets pushed back, it said August. Hold on, let me just double check and make sure. It said August. No, it says July 3rd at the current speed. So then it would put it here. Yeah, let's just say right here. So it would be an additional. Hold on, let me get my cat. Yeah, it'd be here. It's not gonna be. It's not that much of a difference. It'd be 70, 10 bars. So 70 days. So 10 bars. Excuse me. 10 bars would put us here. Would put us to a similar price that we are now. It would put us, right here, at the price of $22,802. And then now we're dipping down. That means, we'd be. I mean, it's all. It's saying that the bottom is now. So, I mean, at the bottom was $4,000. 25% less. That's my call. So it's about the same. Regardless, it's the end. The trajectory is going to be up. It would still be the end of the bear market, and we'd still start to move up. The year before the halvenings is generally is an upward movement. We had this little problem in March of 2020, but generally that's what happens now. It starts to turn around. If we didn't collapse, so if we banged our head on this golden pocket right here, and we came down, naturally we would have retested this, I think, sooner than here. I think we would have went through it a little bit sooner, in my opinion. But let's take a look. So the big thing I have going on right now on the weekly. So I posted this on Twitter earlier today. What I think the price is going to do, the price action. So this is the wedge that I have on the weekly, and I put this yesterday, and I've had it pretty much similar for the last probably 2 weeks, and it hit the target, and it's bouncing off of it now currently. So right below us we have that bullish gap that needs to be closed. This is from the CME futures. I just transferred it over to the Coinbase chart so we know where we stand. And then we have the two gaps above us, okay, that are going to get filled. It's just a matter of time. On the weekly, so we have a momentum dot facing down. Red dot means that momentum's coming down, which obviously it has been. We have the money flow bowing in, and we have the VWAP crossing down. So not very bullish. It's quite bearish, to be honest with you. We have the RSI and the RSI moving average starting to inch close. RSI is getting close to that 50 line, but that should be interesting, something to keep an eye on. And when you go down to the daily on Bitcoin chart, like you can see, it's bouncing right off of that. So 2 days now, bounced yesterday. It wicked down a little bit, caught a rejection. So something that I saw earlier. Okay, as far as, let's go back to the weekly actually when I chart this. I didn't do it on the weekly earlier, but let's give it a whirl. So right here, if I do a fib level from here to here, no, this wasn't the one I was doing. There was one that I saw that was pretty interesting. It could have been from here to here. Well, here to here, you can see that golden pocket. We blew through it, banged the head on it a bunch of times, and then finally blew through it on the way up. These golden pockets are very, very explosive. But the one that I saw, I did a fib level. I think it was from here to here. Yeah, this was it. So we would be, so using this as a low, around 10,000, which coincidentally would be, I think that was, yeah, this is definitely a spot we've hit our head on. You can see right here. here, here. Okay, we found it a support here. So this would be actually, I think, a good level. And then I put it up to the first blow off top that we had in January of 21. Okay, well, we hit about 42,000. And you can see, if you zoom in here nice and tight, you could see that we are in that golden pocket area right inside of it. All the movements that have been through it have been harsh. Okay, these are harsh movements. This isn't, bouncing around. Even through it just now, we hit our head off of it, blew through it, down and up and out of it again. These are big moves. These are, keep in mind, guys, so the bottom of this wick here to the top of this wick here, over the course of 2 weeks, there was 18% swing. Okay? Look over here. Look, this one wick right here. This orange one right here, this giant one, is a 21%, candle. This isn't, these are harsh movements. Okay, even this, the big one, when it blew through it here, this big orange candle right here, this one is a 35%. This is 1 week when it fell through it. So us hanging in this area isn't going to be for long. Okay, this isn't going to be a short stay. And also it just seems like we're wedging inside of this golden pocket. This is a short stay, guys. I think next week, I think we hang around this area, and then next week we see an explosive one up. I think we go back right up into the 23 range, and then I wouldn't be surprised if next week we don't blow through the $25,000 mark. Once we get over that 25.3, I think it was 25.322. When we get over this, forget it. It's over. You're going to see some crazy movements, and like I've been saying, I've been calling for over 40 by May, so it's going to happen quick. I don't think we hang around this whole thing. We're going to be laughing at. I think come 2 months from now, I think there's going to be laughs. Yeah. So let's go back to the daily. So that wedge, like I've been saying, we're bouncing right off of it. See, even when I was doing the charts and people were doing off of these two trends, it was too short term. And I saw some type of trend here, and this is perfect. And if you look at the days, because I kind of went into it, you can see that it hit it. The touch points are crazy. There's a slew of them. And on another one on Bybit, it actually hits even. Hold on. There's a lot going on here right now. So it hits even crazier on the Bybit. There's actual, exact touch points along it, which is even wilder. So this is, we're on the daily now. We have momentum's coming, is all the way down. We're going to print, as soon as the wave is underneath this 60 line, when it's underneath this, and then it pinches off, when the white pinches off to the dark blue, the light blue to the dark blue, that's when we're going to get this green dot. And it looks like we're going to print a green dot. Anytime there's big green dots like that, here we can see them over here. Big green dots generally mean price action up. Okay, they work less. If you're using market cipher, the green dots are great to put in longs. The longer the term, the better. As long as it's in you're in an uptrend. Okay, so as soon as you're in a downtrend, you're going to get caught, and it's not going to work. Okay, and as you can see on TradingView, as soon as those green dots started printing, even though there was price action up, you're not going to get those there's big movements, and actually it kept on printing. I'm looking, printed one here, which actually was good. You would have bought in nice if you bought in the green dot here and held, until now. But in the meantime, you would have crashed, and there was no dots during these crashes here. But, let's go back a little bit. Let's go to the last bull run. So here, so as soon as it started to run, it doesn't seem like a lot, but this is a big gain right here. If you would have bought, as soon as this thing turned around, so right here I called the bottom, even if you called at the top of this, okay, and you held until the first momentum dot switches over, you're talking maybe like a 5% gain, but with 10x leverage, that's 50%. That's a nice pop. I like the 4-hour chart, and I'll show you the 4-hour chart when we get to that. Actually, we'll get to it soon. So I'm looking right now I'm looking for a green dot to print on the daily. You don't get a whole bunch of them. This is since 2000. I'm back to 2020. This is just 3 years ago. You don't see a whole lot of them printing. Okay, so I'm looking for a green dot here to signify a bottom. We already have one on the 23-hour that printed a couple days ago on the 4th, which would signify a bottom. Okay, and actually, you might get it right here, a double green dot. There might be another one that comes up, which they say with the snake eyes is even more confirmation. So in the daily, it looks like we're going to print one more underneath that 60 line. Let's check this on the 2-day. No, we're not even close. Yeah, we're not even close. But the 2-day, we have the money flow pointing up. The VWAP is down. It's pointing up. I mean, this is pretty bullish on the 2-day. But on the daily, it looks like we're going to print that green dot soon. Keep an eye out for that on market cipher B. Let's zip down. Let's take a look at the 12-hour and see where we stand. So 12-hour looks like we're going to get a double green dot. We're going to get the second one that's going to print now, which would signify a bottom on the 12-hour. What about the 18-hour? Yeah, 18-hour too. So yeah, so anything under 12 hours, let's say 11. Yeah, 11. The 10, I'm looking right here right now, under the 60. The 10. Yeah, so the 7 already got it. So the 8. So you're going to see what's going to happen is you're going to see the 7-hour get a green dot and print. It's going to print. So you got another, what's the time on it? 6.5 hours for this to print. And then you're going to see it click over to the 8-hour and print. Then the 9, and it's going to work its way all the way up. And then it's going to pinch over on that daily. So right now, like I said, I like to trade off the 4-hour. It's on the 4-hour right now as we speak. Yeah, hour and a half left for it to print. What about the 5-hour? Yeah, half hour on the 5-hour. So these are going to start printing, these green dots. Definitely keep a look at it, especially if this is a bottom. So what you look for, a really good play to work on the 4-hour is a green dot. Okay, so you look for a green dot followed by a trigger wave. Okay, this usually leads to bigger movement on the 4-hour. Okay, so right here, you would have had a green dot. Okay, and then you would be waiting for a trigger wave, which you don't get. Okay, but what you get is another green dot, so that would mean that to wait, and then you would get even a bigger dip, and you would still wait. So you'd be good in a better position, trading smarter. So now we got another green dot. So this would have to confirm. This would have to break the 0, come down, and then give us another green dot here. And this would mean to put a long in to catch that ride. So if my suspicions are correct, that's what we'd be looking for. That would be the breakout out of the tap. I'm going to go to the daily for this. Out of this, and then a move up to the upside. So if we're going to estimate time, how long would this take? So could you get into a play right now? You could. This is not financial advice, but you have a better chance of upside. But there's higher risk that, who's to say that there's not going to be a third one with a bigger dip, another one. You go up, come back down, another green dot. It's possible. Has it happened? Yeah, it's happened a bunch of times back in November. Well, obviously during the big crashes in the 4 hour, I was printing them like crazy. That was max pain right there. So that's the 4 hour, and so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a trigger wave. I'm looking to move up. I mean, it's all the way down. Look at the RSI. RSI is pointing straight up now. It's going to cross over. It's wedging. See that wedge? I wonder if there's any divergences. No, I don't see any right here. I wonder if there's any on the... Let's look at the daily, because there was a divergence on the daily. But I think we are pretty much nullifying that, like I was saying. I said this back over here. I said, the only thing that could change this is if the price action comes down. And now it's... So we have a lower RSI, but an even... price action, which would mean that there is no bearish divergence. It's interesting, right? Let's take a look at so the market opened 3 minutes ago. Let's take a look at the market. Let's look at Dixie. This is what we've been printing here. Oh, good. It looks like it's opening down. That's nice. That's bullish. This comes down, Bitcoin goes up. So we're hoping that this is a little gum drop. We're looking for a little gum drop here, and then back down into the red. We want this to come down. We do not want this to rally. We want the value of the dollar to come down, the value in assets to go up. And it looks like it's crashing right now. This is good. It's good news. This is good stuff, guys. That's cool. Let's take a look at S&P. See? So the S&P is rallying as we speak. We got a nice little rally going on. And actually, I was going to get into a play today, and I'll show you guys that quick. Yeah, this is good news. Bullish. Let's take a look at the rates now. So now when we take a look at the rates for the 10 years, 10-year bonds, we're looking to see that the rates are coming down. Okay? And they are. So this is on the day. So the rates are coming down. That's good. So this is, the higher this is, this signals a recession. So we want this number to come down. We want the dollar to come down, and we're looking for, obviously, the markets to rally. So, I mean, when we were doing really well, in 2020. Hold on. Let's go to the weekly. So, well, let's actually go inverse. Let's look at, what's 1983? No, we went too far back. Let's go back to 2007. Actually, so 2007, 2008. It's on the weekly, right? Yeah. Let's look. Yeah, 2008, 2007. Look how high it was, up to 5%. So that was the big recession we had. It was all the way high, and as we came out of it, so now we're coming out of a recession. The rates lowered. Obviously all the way down. It was March of 2020. It was a crash. It was under 1%, and then we rallied up with the rates. So that means that we're going in the wrong direction. We want it to come back down. Okay, so I've been taking a look at, I got a few more things, actually. So a lot of people went into, this is on the weekly, on Silvergate. So Silvergate now is done. I heard George Soros shorted it the whole way down. The guy was smart. So here, so now it's down to $3. I know people the other day when it dropped, this big drop right here, people bought in like five. It wasn't here. This was it. Opened up, huge gap. People bought into $12, and now they're just getting crushed. You're losing everything there. Obviously, it's going to zero. So we have GBDC, which is interesting. Keep an eye out with their trial. So now 2 days in a row, it's posting pre-market 1307. It's at 13. Yeah, so it's posting a yearly high, which Bitcoin has not, which is interesting because this works off of Bitcoin. So something to keep an eye on. And another thing with this is the moving averages. So there's definitely an opportunity to hit that 200-day. The 200-day here would be a nice opportunity, nice little gain. Not financial advice, but, more than likely, it's going to hit its 200-day, go over a little bit, just what it does. Maybe even find it a support. If we're going into a bull market, that's what it's going to do. So the play that I was looking into that I probably missed out on now at this point was, so this is a LABU. It's a ETF. It works on 3x leverage, and it's based on XBI, biotech. Okay, and I felt like it has nice support here at the $80. Went down, closed yesterday above, which is so wild, and now it rallied back up. And LABU is if you're looking to, it's LABU up, and then the inverse would be LABD down. So then at that point, so if LABU works off of it when it goes up, and then when LABD goes up, that means that XBI is going down. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so they work opposite. Okay, but they're both based on XBI. So if XBI is going to go up, or you think it's going to go up, then you'd want to buy LABU. If you think XBI is going to go down, you'd buy LABD. So for me, I feel like it's found nice support a bunch of times here. It's down, and I was trying to get in yesterday about $6.18, and it's up to $6.27 already today on the day, which is interesting. This would be a nice pivot point. See the pivots? Pivot. So something to keep an eye on. Any other stocks I want to show you guys? No, let's take a look. Got some Alice in Chains on too. This is great, ain't it? Let's take a look over here and see, because I haven't charted Ethereum. I'm curious if there is a yeah, I mean, they're pretty much going to work very similar. I'd say that's pretty damn close. Something like that. Yeah, I think they're all finding support. I think we start to get some price action up, guys. So make sure, take a moment, like and subscribe. Drop a comment. Drop down what you want me to go over, if there's anything you want me to check out. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. for